What is poppin', Swiss Squad? I'm back with another video to make your life better. So today. Don't you guys see this quality? Aren't you guys excited? Like, what? I want to make sure my cleavage and stuff wasn't showing out, so put me on a little tank top underneath my little crop top, you know what I'm saying? And I was gonna say don't mind the hair, but you know what? You need to mind it because today it is fleeky. Besides back here, because I slept in it. I did this little look last night, and it's still going strong. Lash is still okay. I wouldn't say this one's strong. This one's about to get up on like this one. It's 50-50. It's hit its midlife crisis, but that's about it. Brows a little fleeky, but we gonna get into the video. Like I said, I woke up like this. Honey woke up like a snack. Okay. Anyway, I just feel like I need to film myself. So, happy Thanksgiving. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's enjoying the Thanksgiving. Last year was a little different because I introduced you guys to like my family and stuff like that. So this year it's not the same because you know I'm here by myself at Omaha. So, I mean, I gotta figure it out. Anyway, so I got one napkin that got some grease on it. And use it to wipe off my little cup. And anyway, yeah, so this is gonna be a mukbang for myself. Like I needed to post this because I don't have nobody to eat Thanksgiving dinner with, no way, right now. And I'm sure there's people out there that's the same. Like either it's by choice or maybe, you know, they just don't have their people. So I don't like turkey, so what's the next best thing? Popeyes, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take a thumbnail after I tell you everything that I got. So I got just a regular chicken sandwich. I had this for lunch too, and then I got some red beans and rice. I'm really full with red beans and rice, but it came in the meal, and I don't know, because I had got a 2-piece meal, and then it came with a side, and I got my homie a sandwich meal, and it came with a side. So I got the my stuff is falling out. I got the red beans and rice, and then I got mashed potatoes and gravy, but I ate the gravy for my lunch. And then I got the I also got the french fries. So these, I'm sorry y'all, it kind of looks like it's sticking to the thing. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. I don't know. I don't think it is, but I'm pulling it off. Okay. Oh, okay, so there we go. So we gotta do this. I'm sorry, I'm getting all set up. I should have had it set up. I'm so sorry, y'all. Don't bite my head off. I'm gonna take a bite now. I'm a little hungry. One quick fry. Anyway, and then I still have like half of a breast left from lunch, but I just put it in there. So let me just get the thumbnail together. I need to start editing my videos where like I can just like snap and everything's there. Okay, y'all ready? Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, 3. I don't know, I'm trying to make sure it all looks okay. All right, I hope I didn't look cockeyed in that because I feel like I did because my phone is still off centered, so I feel like I look cockeyed even right now because I will be looking at the camera right there. I should have filmed my phone. Okay, let me stop procrastinating. Should have filmed my phone the other day. So anyways, I hope everybody is doing great. I hope everybody is enjoying their time with their family, and I hope everybody is enjoying their day off if they do have one. I actually have to work on Thanksgiving. Today's actually the day before Thanksgiving, but I won't have time to film tomorrow because I work 7 to 7:30, and lately, oh, I know I ain't got no hair in this. I think I'm tweaking, but I don't see nothing. But I'm still wiping my hairs. Anyway, I work 7 to 7:30. Lately I've been having to stay after. Like tonight I didn't even get off till 9, so I don't think I'll have time tomorrow. And when I get off work, I'm gonna want to go to bed. Anyway, so I never tried the red beans and rice but once. And when I tried them, I didn't like them. So here I am trying again because I also don't like not their biscuits and gravy. I don't like their biscuits either, but and they didn't give me no condiments either. But I don't like their mashed potatoes and gravy, and I tried it today and it was actually pretty decent. So I was like, okay, I don't taste that bad. So maybe my taste buds was off whenever I tried it, because I'm pretty sure I tried the red beans and rice the same day I tried their mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always just ate their chicken. I like KFC's sides, but I don't really like KFC's chicken. I think I tolerate it more now though that I'm an adult than when I used to. Anyway, so I'm gonna try this for you guys. And today's topic of the video that we're gonna be talking about. So I realized I have a lot of new subscribers since I started YouTube 3 years ago. When I first started, I actually didn't even start off doing mukbangs. Honestly, that's not even what I wanted my channel to be about. I wanted my channel to be based around food, but like cooking. That was it. I didn't want to do mukbangs. I didn't even know what mukbangs were. Let me see if I can find something for this to sit on, so you guys can see it. Sit on the Newport box. I'm not playing. So, well, I guess I'm not playing because I sat it there. So I realized when I first started YouTube, I did a lot more like cooking. I did a lot of stuff to do with music because I really love music. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for music, I don't think I would be where I am today. Because music helps me, like, it helps me cope with a lot of things. So, also back then, I would do a lot of like, you know, smash or passes. That was in back then. Challenge videos. I did like videos on like how people would come up on their YouTube and things like that. I also have a few story times out back then and fun fact videos and stuff like that. So a lot of those videos are like so old that none of the newer subscribers that's been on my channel since then has ever got to see, because I started doing mukbangs like a couple months after I started my channel, and then that's all I did was mukbangs. So I really need to update my bio. But yeah, so these aren't that bad. These are actually pretty good. I mess with them. So I wanted to come on here today. And I guess since it is Thanksgiving, we also need to do some thankful things. So I wanted to give 10 things that I'm thankful for from other people, and either like 10 fun facts of me or like 10 things that I'm grateful for myself. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. So just go with the flow. No, I'm coming up with these off the top of my head because I just decided this when I started the camera. So, I think I need to start, but let me think about the sandwich first. And y'all in the comments, you know, let me know what you guys are thankful for as well. I mean, I know it's like so cliche, and it's actually gonna be kind of hard for me because I'm a very grateful person. I'm very grateful for everything that I have, because, you know, growing up, I didn't have anything. And they gave me a spicy one. Anyway, every fast food place, there's always something wrong. But you know what? I'm not gonna complain because it's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be grateful. I'm gonna be thankful. No, but I don't really talk about my come up or my struggles. I don't think, you know, on my YouTube. I really don't talk about it to anyone. Like, if you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. I don't explain it to new people. I don't have time. And I honestly think it's because like a lot of people don't care anyway. So like, all that grease in one little bite. People don't care. You know, everybody has a story to tell, and everyone's different, and everybody's been through a lot of struggles in their life. So why dwell on them? And I tell people a lot, I'm like, you know, my story could sell. I know my story could sell, but not every, you know, nobody cares about what you've been through, because everybody's been through something. So I don't just go out and be like, I've been through this and I've been through that and this and that, because I'm not going nowhere but up. I'm just moving forward in life anyway, you know. But I don't even know where I'm getting at, but I know that the topic of what are you thankful for is like very cliche, but I never do it. I never say what I'm thankful for. Even in school, like when they were like, oh, what are you thankful for? Like, write down on paper. I never did that. Like, because I really, back then though, I really, probably really wasn't thankful for a lot. Because we did have to grow up really, really hard. But now, I think it's time that I should do it to make up for all the past times, and I kind of want to do it for myself because I haven't. So without further ado, since I'm technically all that was still intro, I think. This is a breast, by the way. I don't really like breast, but it actually tastes better now than what it did earlier. So one thing that I am thankful for, I would say, is I am thankful for my struggles. Very much so. Because me growing up really, really hard, and we were very, very poor. And I know a lot of people are like, poor, like everybody's poor. Or poor is like third world country poor, but we were real life like that. Like, we didn't always have like food to eat or good shoes to wear. Sometimes we would have to wear, like, of course everybody has to wear hand-me-downs, but like if your shoes have holes in them and it's wintertime and it's cold outside, like that's not something you want to have to remember. Or remembering, like, one time when I was a kid, me and my brother, we got on the city bus to go to school, and I was in elementary school. I think he was in middle school, but our schools were connected. It was called Glenview in East Moline. If anybody's familiar with that, that's on here. And I'm not trying to blast my mom. My mom might gonna come for me in the comments. Why are you telling everything? But I mean, it's past now. My mom knows she tried her best with us, so she did do everything she could. But I had holes in my shoes, and it was like real cold. I think it was like a little bit of snow on the ground, but it hadn't like just snowed or anything. There was this guy on the bus, and he saw me kept like tripping over because my whole shoe, like the bottom, I can't remember what it's called, but was out. So like my foot was just in, like there was no, I don't know how to explain it, but and I kept tripping over it because that bottom part was starting to fold. So like my foot was like touching the ground, and there was this guy on the bus, and he was like following us. He was like, hey, and he flagged us down. So like, here, take these shoes. I mean, they were huge because he was a man, you know, I was a child. And he was like, no, take them. He took his shoes off his feet, and he made me put them on, and he walked us to school, into the office, I believe he did. And he told the office, like, hey, y'all need to try to get her some shoes, because I just gave her my shoes. This is what she was wearing. Like, and I don't think the school like did anything, because they did try to take us away from my mom a lot. A lot of people don't know that. Like, we were battling with DCFS a lot back in the day, and my mom, she did do everything she could for us. So it wasn't like my mom didn't care about us, or she didn't, like, she chose to be an unfit parent or anything like that, because it's not that. My mom was she's always been a lovable mom. She's always did everything she can for us, and that's one thing I'm thankful for, is what I'm getting into. So one thing I'm thankful for is my mom. Because even though we get into it and everybody has their flaws, I honestly probably couldn't ask for a better mom. And I really mean that sincerely because I don't ever cry. And I'm starting to get emotional on camera. And y'all know I'm always happy or whatever. But I don't think I say it enough. I don't. And it is hard for me to be in touch with my inner feelings, Mom. So I hope you are watching this. And I do love you with all my heart. And I do want to say thank you for everything that you've done for us. Because I know you really tried your best with us. You did everything that you could. And everything in your power, you never let nobody. You never let nobody ever try to come in between us like you could have given up on us a long time ago. But y'all know I don't cry like that, so I don't know why I'm getting emotional talking about it. I think it's just because it's hard for me to come up off my feelings. But I hope you're watching this. But that's one thing I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my mother. And I'm thankful for I'm sorry, I'm really trying not to cry. But I'm also very thankful for the struggles that we did have to go through, because if we didn't go through our struggles, I feel like I wouldn't be nearly as appreciative of the things that I have right now. I mean, granted, everything that I have wasn't handed to me. And they're not ever handed to nobody. If you want something in life, you gotta work it, or you gotta work for it, or you gotta take it. That's how I feel about it. Numbers just gonna come to you. If you want something, you gotta take it, or you gotta work for it. But my second thing I'm grateful for, I'm sorry y'all, I just kind of almost cried on camera. I had to keep it together. Let me put it back together for my lashes come off. My second thing I'm thankful for. Okay, so the first one was my mom. The second one is my struggles. And the reason why I say that too is because I see a lot of people that they say that they came from the bottom, they came from nothing, but they're still very, very ungrateful. And that's one thing that irritates my soul. Because when you have a motherfucker, excuse my language, kids. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told y'all what this is, just water. I hate when you have a motherfucker that's like, I came from the trenches, I ain't have nothing. Woo, woo, ooh, ooh, whatever. But when you give them something, or but I'm not just saying one particular person, because I know a couple of people are going to be on my case. Like, why did you? I can name at least 3 people. But it's literally just, it's just a pet peeve of mine. So, I was just shoe fits. I'm sorry. But I hate a motherfucker that's like, I came from nothing, you know, or whatever. And then when you do something for them, or you get them something, or you see someone else do something for them, like do for them, and they're still unappreciated, like they still unappreciate. They're not if they don't appreciate it, they're unappreciative of whatever, you know, it was. Or they complain about it. It's like, you could really be having nothing, but someone went out their way to think about you or do something for you. Even if you don't like it, or you can't use it, or whatever have you, you need to accept it. And you need to be, you know, happy that they even thought of you. Because it could be anything in the world. It could be small. It could be big. It doesn't matter. I guarantee you, whatever that is, there's people out there that I even know some people that don't have nobody to depend on. They've been doing their own. Like my best friend, for instance, has been on her own, doing her own thing. I'm not gonna expose how many kids she has, but she has kids. She don't have like a specific man that's just been there for her. She don't have family that be there for her. She don't have nobody. Literally, she has me, and she barely probably thinks she got me because we've only known each other for a few years and stuff, you know? And, I mean, I try to do everything I can for her, but I can't do everything, you know, that she might need. So if I couldn't, she has to depend on herself and her. So I just hate somebody who claimed to be one thing and then show something else. Or I might really be from that thing and then just be ungrateful. So, okay, I've only said 2 things so far. So let me just do 5 and 5. I'm thankful for, gotta think now. I am thankful for my grandfather. Now, I know this is all sounding like cliche, like I said, like, oh, anybody can say this, but I really am, because my grandpa, my Papa Bob, he that man, you know? And he just like, I always say I didn't have a father figure in my life, but I really did have a couple of father figures in my life. But I feel like this video is just an informational video. I'm just giving you guys some stuff about me because I just see a lot of newer people that don't know a lot. And I'm very open on my channel, but I don't really talk about my personal, like, me. I don't know. I do, but it's like I don't give you guys good, like, personal stuff. So I just thought I'd do it. But I just had a problem with finding that father figure. I didn't realize it until afterwards, later in life, that I did have some father figures. And when I say father figures, I'm not talking about men that my mom dated that weren't shit or did crazy stupid shit. I'm saying like real men that I can actually look up to, besides my brother, because my brother is only 3 years older than me, but he was like, he was that dad role, but there was a point in time where we didn't live together when he was a teenager for a while. So that that made me like, I didn't really have anybody in that point in time. But my grandpa, I'm very, very overprotective of him because I really do love him. Like, that's one man that I can literally trust with my life. Like, he taught me how to fish. We used to go feed the ducks and stuff, the gooses, the geese, whatever, by the river. He's just always been around. And despite some of the decisions that he might have made when it came to like our homelessness situations growing up, I can't hold him accountable for that because it wasn't his fault we were homeless in the first place. So if he was like, hey, I can't help you, I can't get mad at him for that. And it wasn't just like it was, you know, my mom and me. It was my mom and all 3 of her kids. So I don't know why I broke that in half, but I didn't feel like holding the whole thing. I just spicy. But I'm grateful for my grandpa. He's taught me a lot in life. I actually quote him a lot more than what I thought I did. But he's always told me, like, work smarter, not harder. He's always told me how how smart I am. Like, if nobody in life ever said that I was smart. My family, they don't really do the I love yous and stuff like that. So, it makes me feel kind of awkward to say I love you. Sometimes I hang up without saying it. Not meaning, like, to be mean or anything, but because it's kind of weird to me. Like, we don't do that hugging stuff, and I don't know. we're not, I don't know how to explain it. But, I mean, I think probably a lot of people aren't. Yeah, people try to play it off like everybody's like that, but I don't see everybody being like that. I think there's a lot of people that, you know, they're not like that with their family. But, he always told me how smart I am. He's always told me, like, how gorgeous I am, too. Like, not on the weird stuff now. Don't be getting all up in the comments acting weird or stupid. But my grandfather, he's one man I could completely trust. You know? And he's always been one of those motivators. Like, you know, you're very smart, Chasey. Like, why don't you... Because I did get into a lot of trouble, you know, growing up and stuff. And he would be like, you know, you're very smart, so I don't know why you're acting like this. Like, you could really do anything. There's people out here who can't read or who can't write and stuff, and you're very good at technology. You're good at, like, everything that I was good at, he would tell me how good I am at it. Singing, he would tell me I'm good at it. Like, my grandpa's never, said anything about my flaws. You know what I'm saying? He's always made me feel like I can do something or I could be somebody. So I'm very grateful for him. So, fourth thing. I'm very grateful for God. Let me stop throwing cliche ass stuff out there though. But I am. I'm very thankful for Jesus Christ. But I'm thankful for this lady named Miss Emily. I just spoke with her earlier. But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have the relationship with Jesus that I do now. And I probably would be a non-believer in Jesus Christ. I don't judge anyone by their religions. If you don't believe in God, I still love you the same. But God has done so much for me in my life. And people can call me whatever, because I say I'm bisexual or whatever have you, but the relationship that I have with God is something that nobody else can understand. It's mine and his relationship, so that's how I feel about it. So that was kind of like a 2-in-1. This is spicy. This is burning my throat, but it's good. Anyway, I'm very, very thankful for my subscribers. I don't know if all the other YouTubers say that too. Honestly, I don't know. But I am thankful for you guys. If you're watching this video right now, I'm thankful for you. And you mean a lot to me, and I mean that seriously. 100% no cap. Because that's another thing. YouTube became one of, another one of my coping mechanisms, I guess it's called. Back in the day. I don't do it as much that I did then. Like, I don't do as much now than I did then. Back then, I would post every day. Sometimes twice a day. It didn't matter what it was I was posting. It's gonna make me cry. I hate that no more. My tongue's on fire. But it's so good. Oh, wow. But anyway, yeah. YouTube helped me with a lot. I was already very confident in my self-esteem growing up. Okay, I wouldn't say I grown up, but I always made it seem like I was. But as an adult and a young adult, I'm very, very confident in myself. But I would say YouTube did help with that too. And you guys watching the videos, you guys help with that as well, because I wouldn't get very many comments at all. I would say I'm thankful for the creators too, because there's people that were smaller YouTube channels as well, and they would comment on my stuff and they would show me love too. I would show them love back. But I wouldn't get very many comments. And it would be that one comment that was just like, yo, I love your personality. Like, you have to do more videos. Like, I really want to watch this. That made me feel like I was wanted, you know? Made me feel like I was doing something. And if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be as confident as I am today, number one. And number two, I wouldn't be nowhere near where I'm at on YouTube right now. Excuse me. And honestly, excuse me, when I first started YouTube, probably like the first, I would say probably like the first year and a half. If you would have told me the first year and a half I would have 1,200 subscribers on YouTube, you think I would have believed you? I would say it. Like, when I got like 500, I was probably like, oh, I know we can get there. Like, I know I can do this. And I would not mean it. I would set goals. And I was like, I really hope this is going to happen, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't have believed you. And then when I started getting more and more and more, I'm just like, okay, and now I'm going to really set goals and I know I can do it. And it was because of you guys who commented, like, certain things made me feel like, yeah, I can do this. So, and I am. So, I'm just very thankful for that. Now, one last thing, as far as like the people I'm thankful for. Before I get into myself, I guess. This is actually a long video. But it would be, so I went to an alternative school called Mid-City. It's in Davenport, Iowa. I would say I'm very thankful for the people that work there. And when I say the people that work there, like, that's why I feel like people who go to alternative schools, like my little sister, besides the one she went to called Coolidge and Moline, like, that was one of the most horrible schools, alternative schools ever. But people who work at alternative schools, they have the choice to work in a regular school or an alternative school, and they choose the alternative school because they really want to help the kids. Can't nobody tell me different, because I've been to multiple alternative schools. And that's what I've seen. Now, I'm not saying alternative school as in, like, ISD, where you do bad stuff and they just send you to A school for a month or whatever. That's not the same thing, because they treat you like a little mini school jail in there. But even some of them do too, though. So I remember one lady, when I was in A school, I was like in high school, and the lady bought me hella clothes from a magazine. Just hella clothes. And she didn't have to do that, and she spent a lot of money on it. But I was gonna say, so for alternative school, the alternative schools I've been to, they actually really want to help you. And the staff that worked at the alternative school that I went to, they were so freaking awesome. Like, I really mean it. Like, they went above and beyond to make sure that not only did you feel safe, but you felt comfortable, and you felt like you had someone you could talk to, and they was gonna do anything to make sure you succeeded. Like, they would literally, I have people that could lose their jobs because they would come get me from home and take me to school to make sure I was there on time. Or they would give me a ride home because I didn't have a ride home from school. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. my school also went above and beyond. I had a lady in the office when I got my first job at, my first job was at Little Caesars in Davenport on Locust. And, my first job, I didn't even have, so at the Little Caesars I worked at, I don't know if it's the same or not, but it probably is, you had to wear khakis. And number one, I'm a very big girl, so it was hard for me to find clothes back then. Like, now, I feel like big girls is coming up, and there's a lot of places that offer stuff in our sizes now, so we can feel like we don't have to order clothes online, or we have to, you know, do certain things. You can go into the store and find your size in the store. They got 4 or 5X in there now. So, you know, things are evolving. And back then, it wasn't really like that. Like, I had to, like, even though it was only a few years ago, it wasn't like that in the store. If you're a big girl, you know. So, or at least where I was at. And basically, I didn't have no khakis. And I had just got my job, and they're like, we want you to start like tomorrow, or I think it was like in 2 days. Like, I think it was going to start like 2 days after I got my job, because I got hired on the spot and everything. And I went to school, and I spoke with this lady, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say names or not, so I don't know, because I'm still learning about YouTube now. But it was this lady in the office, and excuse me, she basically, this is gonna be a long video, so I gotta light me a square. I don't know if I gotta light it in here though. But there was this lady that I talked to all the time, almost every day, because she always had gum, and she was just a real sweet older lady. She would be in the office. She was kind of like a little receptionist lady, but I'm not sure if that's what you would call it, because she would go in the classroom sometimes, and I guess not. Anyway, she would go in the classroom sometimes, and she would just like be in there to like not sub, but like just be in there to like check up on the kids and stuff. And she always had candy, and I would just ask her for gum, because I always loved gum back then. I still love gum now. And basically, I was telling her about how I got my job or whatever, and she was like, well, you got everything you need or whatever. And I was like, well, I found me some shoes. I think my mom bought me some shoes, or maybe I don't know, but I had got some shoes. But my mom wasn't really trying to like come up off the whole buying me some new khaki situation, because I don't think we didn't have a car at the time. And so that would have been hard. And then on top of that, we would have to find a place that, you know, I could get some that actually fit me. And then khakis are pretty expensive. So she was like, well, why don't you just ask your job, you know, just go in there, your first day, just wear something as close as you can to it. She was like, just tell them whenever you get your first check, you can get some. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. I really, really didn't want to do that. Like, that's going to be super embarrassing. Like, I don't want to do that. And so basically I was talking to the lady, and then she was like, you have everything you need? Like, are you excited? I was like, yeah, it's my first job. Like, it was my first, like, real job. Because, like, all through life, I was a born hustler, so we're not going to get into that. But basically, it was my first real job. And I was like, well, I do need khakis. And I was like, I don't have none. So, you know, do you think the school might have some in here, you know, that I could fit or whatever? Because the school I went to, they had like a daycare and stuff in there for like people who had kids. And they had like this little closet over there kind of by the daycare area. And they had like coats and stuff in it. And they would have like some clothes, like just in case anything happened, I guess. I don't know. And so she looked in there and she didn't see none. But she had told me she was going to get back to me at the end of the day. So she didn't see none. I came back down there at the end of the day. And she told me, she was like, well, what are you doing, you know, after school? I was like, nothing. Why? What's going on? And she was like, okay, we're going to go get you some pants. I was like, really? Okay. So we went to the mall. And I can't remember what store we went to first. But they didn't have none in my size. So then we went to JCPenney. And JCPenney, we was looking downstairs in that area. It wasn't nothing down there. So she just asked one of the sales representatives in there, whatever they're called, the people that work in the store. I don't know. Are they called sales reps? I hate to sound slow, but I think they're called something else. I'm just having a brain fart. But she asked one of them, and they were like, well, why don't you guys try the big and tall section? Now, that was embarrassing for me, because I'm like, oh my God. So we went up to the big and tall section, and and we went up there, and they had like, it was basically man clothes. It was all men clothes, but they had some khakis or whatever. And so we found the biggest size we could find, and they wouldn't fit. basically, it was a process to get to there, but I think I had tried on like 3 pairs, but the biggest size we could find, and I couldn't fit them. And they were like, well, that's all we have, whatever. But it just so happened that there was this one pair hanging up, and it was like, I think it was like with some hoodies or something. And it was actually a size bigger than what I had tried, or maybe it was the same size, but it was a different brand or something. I still got them khakis. I think they're in my drawer right here. But anyway, I grabbed them. And I was like, or I think, no, the lady grabbed them. I was going to say her name. She grabbed them, and she was like, well, why don't we try these? I was like, well, they're the same size as the last ones I just tried on. And she was like, well, they're a different brand, so they might fit better. It was something like that, or maybe it was just one size or something. I was like, no, that's still not going to fit. So I put them on. They was a little tight. But the motherfuckers fit, you know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, I got my little pants, we can go. Now, I was scared because the price of the pants was like $60, like $50 or $60. And I was like, because even now I don't pay that much for no pants. And I don't wear jeans. I wear leggings. The most you're going to see me pay for a pair of leggings is maybe $20. And I've never even spent $20 on a pair. So, I was scared because I'm like, she's probably not going to buy these. Like, I'm scared. Like, what if she's like, oh, shit, they're too much, whatever. And so I just hand them to her, though. But I didn't tell her the price. I figured, like, if she didn't see the price, then when we got to check out, she was going to be too scared to just be like, can we put these back type shit. So, I just hand them to her. I'm like, they fit, because I came out and showed her. And she was like, yeah, we need to get those. And like I said, they were a little tight. So we grabbed them. And I think they just stretched over the span of time because they still fit me. But basically, we did that. And that was my first pair of pants that I ever wore to my job. And I still have them. But she didn't have to do that. And then after that, she took me home. So, like, she didn't have to do none of that. And she did. So I'm very grateful for everybody that worked at Mid-City. And the principal included, like, if it wasn't for that school, I would not have my diploma right now. I wouldn't even been close. Because if it wasn't for that school, I would never start doing good. And then whenever I ended up dropping out and I got kicked out of that school. And then for some dumb stuff. But I got kicked out because I was bad. And I like to put hands on people and stuff. But I had to realize, like, that stuff's not cute. It's not stupid. But anyway, I got kicked out. And then I ended up starting again. And it was through the same school, but I had to do it online. It was called Graduation Alliance. And so I'll have to meet at the library like twice a week or whatever. And do work and do the rest of the work at home. And I ended up dropping out of that because it just got to be too much and too hard for me. And if I would have never seen the security guard that works for the alternative school at Dollar Tree one day, like, it was about to be, I don't know, I can't remember, but I graduated in May of last year, so I saw him probably like December of 2018. And we was at the Dollar Tree. I'm acting like y'all all from the Quad Cities, just in case people are from there and they want to know where about. I was at the Dollar Tree right across the street from Mid-City, which is on West Kimberly. And like by the DAV and stuff and City Trends and stuff. So I was up there at the Dollar Tree and I saw the security guard that used to work at that school. And he was like, hey, how you doing? And everybody remembers me. Like, I don't know what it is about me, but everybody remembers who I am. And I can never remember who people are, but I remembered him, obviously. Why not? But anyway, I had asked him how he was doing and stuff. And he was asking me how I was doing. And he was like, did you ever graduate? And I was like, no. And I was like, you know what? Do you think Mid-City would ever let me come back? And he was like, you need to try. I was like, are you sure? Because, I did get kicked out. And I know that, like, and he didn't even let me finish. And he was like, no, you need to go up there and try. He said, call up there Monday. Ask them about it. If you need to, I can get you a little application, whatever have you, but you need to call them. They're going to let you in. You need to finish. You're going to finish school. Like, it just needs to happen. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I guess I can. And people have been telling me this whole time, like, Chase, if you would have just went back to school you would have been graduated. But I was just letting everything she was saying just go in one ear and out the other. Because I'm like, I'm too grown. I'm not going back to school because I don't have time for none of that extra stuff and, you know, whatever. And I really put in a lot of work to graduate. And I'm very proud of myself because at the end of the day, even though I graduated 2 years late, I still did it, baby. And not only that, it's like I went through so much trying to get it and it just like never worked out for me. And so whenever I, you know, talked to him or whatever, I set it up with Hope, my cousin, you know, Hope motherfucking Banks. And I'm like, Hope, I need to get over here and fill out this little application and see what's going on. So she took me over there, I think, to fill out the application. And then later in life, when they called me for the little interview, because you have to have an interview before you can come back, I had my little interview and they was like, well, why do you want to come back and, you know, whatever else. So I was just telling them, and they even told me at the start of the interview, they was like, you're going to get in because we know you are. You can do it. And I think I only had 2 credits left. When I dropped out, I had 2 credits left. When I dropped out of the last program, the last time I dropped out or whatever. So, they was like, you only got 2 credits left or whatever. And I had this little case, like advocate, that's what they call her. I had this little advocate that was in the meeting. And I had her previously. And she was one of the sweetest, coolest. She was one of the coolest people ever. But, she was in there too. She was like, and you know what else? I was like, what? She was like, what do you know? First she said, they asked me what were my plans like after school, like after I graduated. And I was like, nothing. Honestly, I don't even want to walk. I just want to get that diploma, be on my merry way, call it a day because I did it. Like, I made my mom proud. That's all I want to do. And one of the advocates was in there, and she was like, what do you mean you're not doing nothing after school? Like, I was like, nothing. There's nothing that interests you? I was like, I mean, I like to cook, but I mean, what is that? I can open up a business probably without even having to have some type of license. Like, and that's not something I want to do forever, but I don't know. I don't want to do nothing. I don't know. And she was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm like, what? She was like, you're going to college. I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, yes, you are. You're going to college. I don't care if you go for a 6-month little cosmetology program, you're going to college. You're doing something with yourself. And I was like, whatever, Jamie, whatever. Like, oh, I think I just said her name. I did. But I was just like, whatever. You know, just talking that talk. But she made sure that, like, she was like, no, I'm serious. You need to do something with yourself. And I did. But we're not going to get into that yet. So I was taking 5 buses to get to school and 5 buses to get home. City buses. I took 10 buses per day to get back and forth to school. I think I started like in January or February, and I graduated in May, and I did my shit. I did it because I made it to school faithfully, on time, made sure everything was taken care of. I had everything that I needed. I graduated, and I'm happy to say I did. And if it wasn't for them pushing me, you can do it, and you're going to. Like, if they didn't have that type of attitude, I would have never finished. I would never, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't give a fuck about us, then I would never care. But I'm really grateful for them and all that. Then I did end up going to college, but I dropped out. I think I do want to go back. I definitely want to go back. I just don't know when, but I definitely want to go back. I just don't want to do it like during the whole COVID stuff. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either on YouTube, but anyways, I don't want to do it around that time because I'm not the type that could just, this looks raggedy now that I put it on like this. It was cute today. Don't even do me. Let me just fix myself real quick. Totally don't want nothing slipping out on camera. I was gonna say, but yeah, I definitely need to go back when there's no restrictions, I would say, I guess, because I'm not one of them that can just read. And I can read and learn, but it's like I will literally fall asleep doing it. And I'm going to lose all types of hope and motivation if I have to do that. So I would rather be able to go into school hands-on. I'm more of a hands-on type of learner. That's just how I can say it. That's what it is. I'm a hands-on type of girl. So I'm playing. But so basically, I would go back when it was something like when I could do something that's hands-on and not have to worry about getting sick or anything like that. So that's what I'm thankful for. This little 50-minute video is almost an hour. It's been a minute since we kicked it like that, you guys. It's been a good minute since I posted a really long video. But anyway, yeah, if you watch this video until now, I'm looking at a can of got to be. So post got to be down in the comments, because then I know you a real one. I will know you a real one and you watched it to this point, and that's gonna make me like, I'm like, oh my god, I might just have to DM you and be like, you're my best friend. Anyway, but no, seriously, I really want you to post that if you've watched it. A lot of times when I say this is the word of the day, comment this, I don't never get comments from that, so I know nobody's watched it to that point. So if you do, you a real one. Just know you a real one. So anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching my video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Seriously, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Go give it a thumbs up right now real quick, okay? Yeah, give it a thumbs up. All right. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because, you know, who hasn't subscribed? Just hit the subscribe button already. You already hit the thumbs up, might as well hit the subscribe button, right? Exactly. So go hit it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Anyway, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Also, happy Thanksgiving. Bye.